When I first started to go to the gym, I felt confused and intimidated as to what to do. I spent my time watching endless videos about exercises and routines, but I'd get nothing out of them because they tell me what to do, but not why. If this is you, keep watching, and if it's not, also keep watching because I'm gonna set the record straight. I'll be walking you through my upper routine that took me from this to this at 16 years old, and I'll be telling you why it works. Before I show you my workout, I want to tell you why it's important to do an upper lower split. It saves a lot of time. If we were to do a split like push pull legs, we would spend 6 days in the gym, but an upper lower split would only require 4. Now, it might be kind of hard to hit everything, but this is what this video is for, to show you how to hit everything in a time effective way. For our first exercise, we'll be doing some sort of vertical pull to train our back. I would suggest the lat pull down because it's beginner friendly and very easy to track. There's a weight stack that you can just log the weight in every time you finish a set. Also, I find it more stable because your legs would be secured. You could also do a pull up, and it's a really good substitution actually. If you can do pull ups, there will be no negatives to switching. And sometimes I'd even prefer pull ups because I just sometimes like the feel of it. Now, for our second exercise, it will be some sort of chest exercise, preferably an incline one. Now, some people like to do all the same muscle groups at once, for example, back exercise and then another back exercise, but I like to alternate because it skips the resting time as your muscles that you just trained won't be engaged right now. So, I'll do some sort of incline press to target the upper chest. I suggest doing the incline Smith machine press, which is what I'm doing in this clip because you have a lot of control and it's really safe. If you fail, you could always just hook it back onto the rack and you won't have to worry about dying like if you're doing a barbell incline press. Now, some substitutions could also be the dumbbell incline press or the barbell incline press because at the end of the day, they all target the same muscles, the upper chest. But the thing is, I just want to emphasize one more time that with the incline Smith machine press, you can really fail. For exercise number 3, you should do some sort of horizontal row. I like to do the barbell row because I like compound movements. And also, it makes me feel good. Just something about moving that barbell with my raw strength makes me feel different. Now, this might be a little bit more of a challenging exercise to do, especially for beginners, but I think if you get the hang of it, like pull-ups, you could do some really good stuff. Now, some alternatives could be a chest supported row or some seated cable rows because those both still is a horizontal pull. So just choose based on what you're most comfortable with. And for exercise number 4, I like to do some sort of chest isolation now that targets the whole chest. I suggest you do the pec deck fly because it's very beginner friendly and it's very easy to fail on. It gives you a good stretch and it's easy to track because there's just a weight stack that you put your pin in. For this exercise, I really want to emphasize how beneficial the stretch is. A lot of things like the barbell press or even chest press might not give you that because it doesn't stretch your pecs out like the fly does. Now, of course, alternatively, you could do some sort of chest press or even bench press that might not like completely isolate it, but your chest will be doing most of the work. So if you get good on that and train to failure, your chest will grow. Now that we've taken care of the big muscles, we'll move on to the smaller ones. So for exercise number 5, I'll do something that trains my side delts. I like to do a chest supported lateral raise because it keeps things in control and prevents me from ego lifting, but if you can stay disciplined on a lateral raise, that will work too. A cable lateral raise would also be excellent. I actually do that on my other upper body day. Now, the reason why we don't do any exercise on our front delts or our rear delts is because we don't have the time, and also they get stimulated when you're doing push exercises and pull exercises. Now for exercise number 6, I like to do some sort of bicep curl, specifically the preacher curl. And I like to do the preacher curl with a barbell because again, I like the compound movement. There's just something about it that gives me a pump that machines and cables can't. And with these compound movements, you really want to be careful because it's some heavy weight. If you're casually swinging it around, you might injure yourself, and that wouldn't really be optimal for gains. Now, some alternatives could be barbell curls or dumbbell curls, all up to you, but just make sure you get some sort of curl variation in there. And finally, I finish my workout with a tricep exercise. I suggest doing a single arm push down. There's nothing wrong doing both arms at the same time, but I like to do single arm because it helps me focus on each tricep more and reach failure. Now, alternating between arms could take some time, but again, you could always just do them both at the same time with some sort of rope attachment or something. Now, I don't really know any good alternatives. I think you can do dips, but your gym should have a cable, so don't really worry about that. And that basically sums up my upper day. It contains these exercises. I hope I inspired you to take some of them. And remember, you don't have to follow it exactly. You can always switch some dumbbells to cables or some machines to barbells, whatever, as long as you're hitting all the muscle groups that I talked about in this video. I want to thank you for watching and subscribe because I have some videos lined up during the summer that you don't want to miss out on.